Earlier this year, the Louisiana legislature passed a measure that would allow students to wear bulletproof backpacks to school.
The backpacks have become a hot topic of discussion after 17 students were killed at a Florida high school back in February.
But the backpacks are expensive. The average cost is in the $100 range. And for many, the question is, how much protection do they actually offer?
This morning, Duke Carter is sitting down with an expert to try to find out that answer. Duke?
Hey, good morning, ladies. Yeah, that's right. The question of effectiveness comes up a lot when people discuss bulletproof backpacks. And this morning we have a good guest, Robert Allen, an expert on security and domestic and international terrorism for Tulane University, is here to weigh in. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So talk to us exactly about these bulletproof backpacks. Ideally, logically, do you think that they would actually work in a situation with a school shooting?
I think it's a tricky situation all the way around. By design, in theory, I think it's a good idea. However, that being said, you look at some of these school shootings, most of them are committed with 223 7.6 millimeter, or correction, 7.62 millimeter rounds, and they're going to go right through the backpack. I mean, you got to also keep in mind too. I mean, you're taking one piece of fabric or Kevlar material, and you're going to try to stop an active shooter that's going through a school just indiscriminately shooting. I mean, you literally got to have this up in front of you, holding it in front of you, or running away on your back or something of that nature. Again, in theory, I think it's a good idea, but I got to scratch my head a little bit.
And do you think, well, we were talking earlier too, that there were some other items inside of a backpack, like textbooks, that actually were, but could help if there was a shooting situation, specifically with handguns?
Well, specifically with handguns, when you're looking at 9mm 44, or correction, 9mm 40 Smith & Wesson 44s, 45s, things of that nature. I've seen a couple videos this morning before I came in that actually showed textbooks and magazines stopping these rounds. However, that being said, going back to a 5.56 or 7.62 millimeter round, it's just going to pierce right through it.
Can you talk to us the difference about like bulletproof and bullet resistant?
In my opinion, nothing's really bulletproof. As we said in the break, I could stand outside and shoot at concrete. Eventually, it's going to deteriorate. It's going to start falling apart. Also, but bullet resistance, I mean, most things like the law enforcement community wears, they can take a few rounds. It's going to take a few rounds, but eventually, after so many rounds, there's going to come a time where that vest or whatever they're wearing, that material is going to start to deteriorate. Looking at the National Institute of Justice, you got 3A rating, which is normally what most law enforcement wear, which will stop most handgun rounds. However, when you start looking at level 4, you're looking at heavier plates, things of that nature. That will stop high caliber rounds, 7.62, 5.56. But going back to what we were saying earlier, eventually it will deteriorate.
Can you talk about the material with the backpack? Because there's 3 different brands or 3 different companies trying to get into the mix now. What are they? Basically,
the material that they're looking at with the backpacks, from what I've seen, is just basic Kevlar. It's just like the law enforcement community wears. It's flexible, it's moldable, it's bendable. You wear it on your backpack. The law enforcement police departments, they have body armor that they wear for their vest and things. So it's got it on the front, got it on the back. Again, it'll stop a handgun round. It's durable material, but I understand what people are trying to do. I understand what the companies are trying to do, but in theory, it looks great, but I can't. I'm scratching my head on this one.
Gotcha. So the material it's lightweight, and you do different types: bullet resistant and then metal inserts, right?
Well, you can do when you go on like level 3 alpha or level 3. That's going to be the soft material, the soft Kevlar material. Most of the stuff that I wore when I was overseas, my body armor, we had we call them sappy plates, and they would actually stop 7.62 millimeter rounds. So they were heavy. They were solid and they were heavy. The 3 alpha you can mold and bend, and there's other materials that you can use. You can wear them standalone, or you can wear them in conjunction with other items on your body for the protection, like the Kevlar and the sappy plates together, which gives you more protection. But we were also wearing it in forms of IEDs, like shrapnel and metal, things of that nature, to protect us. But the Kevlar, I mean, it's foldable, it's bendable. If you're a police officer in the New Orleans August, I mean, you're going to be miserable wearing your vest, but I mean, it's also good, it's safety. I mean, you get to look at the law enforcement community. They're walking into these situations hand in hand. The chance of somebody actually being involved in a school shooting is high. I mean, I think it's like 1 in so many millions of a chance of being a victim of a school shooting. You get more of a chance of being a victim outside of school than what you do actually in school.
All righty. Well, thank you, Mr. Allen. We appreciate you being here.
Duke, always a pleasure, my man.
Thank you so much. Now,